Hello, my name is Omar Rampersad. It's Friday, March 8, 2019 at 5:01 p.m. And today's sampling of being tagged. And today is really bad. I'm getting asthmatic because my chest is tagged, my head, my temple, my obliques, my throat, my heart, so I'm going to take my temperature. .36.5. 37.3. 36.4. 37.2. 37.1. 37. 36.9. 36.8. 36.8. The other side. 36.6. So I don't have anything under my arm. There's nothing underneath my arm. And there's nothing underneath my arm here. So, just my top. Just to show you. I don't want to give the impression that I got something underneath the arm there that's making it hot. There is nothing underneath there. So the heat is caused by this. That's the right side. It's the left side. Notice that the alarm is not as bright on the left as it is on the right. See there? So again, let me just show you there's nothing underneath my arm. So I'm going to take the temperature. Actually, let's do it this way. Oh, actually, I'm getting the material of the top rather than the skin. So let's do it this way. 36.6, sudden drop. 36.5. So if I had taken it right away, you would have seen the immediate increase in temperature. So the other detector, I'm going to show you the reading. My hand is tagged. So I've been pain, my back is hurting. I don't have any magnets on me. The air. I'm just going to take the temperature around my face. 36.5, 36.3, 36.3, 36.3, 36.3, 36.3, 36.3, 36.2. Underneath the armpit again. 36.3. 36.4. So we started off with 37.2. We are down to 36.4 and 36.3. So I'm going to take my pressure. The breast, the chest, so the power is not very high, as you can tell from the brightness of the alarm in the yellow detector. So let's see if it's crossing 1,000. So the power is low, and judging from the temperature, it also shows that the power is low. The temperature went down. So under pressure, dropped to 117 to 17 over 88, but the heart rate is 95. So it's still affecting the heart rate because I'm still being pulsed. So this has been going on all night and all day today, and my pressure went up to, and I'll put this at the end of the video, it went up to 158 over 112. I was having lunch and I got pulsed really, really badly. The power was turned up because the comments around the building, and I get feedback from my tweets, almost instant feedbacks from my tweets, and instant feedbacks about the things I do and say inside of my home because I'm being surveilled. This is part of the experiment being carried out in the building. So as soon as I start eating, I get comments like, "You're too obese, you're not allowed to eat," and I get hit with increased power with the microwave. So there is a black family that's living in the building around the same level, and they're on the other side of my window. So my window is facing north, and theirs is facing northwest, and a little bit to the side of the building. But I'm guessing that their windows are open, and they are talking quite loudly, almost like a huge crowd of people talking all the time. So that's one source of feedback that I'm getting. Sometimes I get it from the neighbors across the corridor, passing my door, people passing my door outside the window in the loading dock. Because I'm not home, because I'm not leaving my home, the harassment comes to me via this as well. So a little bit, a little bit more about the experiment that's being carried out that I've been tweeting about in so many of my videos, and have court cases going on as well. Um, as I said previously, the experiments are being carried out in workplaces as well. And in the workplace, what happens is my desk and my screen is are broadcasted. So my workstation is broadcasted, and my screen is broadcasted throughout the company. And just like here, where I'm logged in, because what I just demonstrated is actually remote rape when the pulsing effect is aimed between the legs, especially. I mean, it's rape when it's aimed at your body because it's taking away your privacy. It's the person who is actually scanning you and looking on their screen on your uh, when they're looking on their screen and seeing your body, they're actually seeing you clearly naked in what I heard is very defined terms. So they're seeing all your crevices, all your openings very, very clearly. And of course, your movements are also being shown as well. So you have no privacy. If you're wiping yourself after going to the bathroom, they see that very, very clearly. I know this because I get harassed about what I do in my bathroom. You know, I wash myself instead of using toilet paper all the time. I'm allergic to toilet paper. It's very, very itchy. And bidet style is quite, it's quite, it's for me anyway, it's a lot more comfortable. But I get comments outside the window um, about this practice being a very old Indian style practice. This is by one of the workers, who, of course, is white Canadian born and wouldn't think of washing himself. Keep in mind, what comes out of your body, of course, is actually inside of your body. You're carrying it around inside of your body. So as to why it's considered dirty as soon as it hits air outside your body is beyond me. Feces is actually quite sterile. Is if you leave it out for a while in air and moist conditions, then it becomes dirty. So this is a practice that comes down from the ages where people wash themselves. But in our quote unquote civilized world, it's considered uncivilized, and actually, it's probably healthier for you than using toilet paper that's laden with dyes and all sorts of other chemicals. But these are the kinds of stuff, coming back to my point. Um, as you probably guessed by now, I I prefer the natural route. But anyway, coming back to my point about the harassment, these are the things I get harassed with. These are personal, very, very, very personal practices that, that I'm harassed with, personal things, because I'm being looked at inside of my home. Doesn't have to have a camera, although it's very possible to put one in by these perpetrators who come into your home. I live in a condominium. The keys with the management. If somebody swipes the keys and make a copy, and very possible it could be done. If you're a target, then it's very easy to put cameras in your home. It's not. There's nothing paranoid about thinking that there could be one. However, it's not necessary. Through the wall technology, imaging is very, very common, very cheap, and any cheap criminal can do it. And they do. So the experimentation, let's get back to the experimentation. Um, in the workplace, this is what happens. I'm broadcasted. And I'm also logged in, as I was saying. And I'm also hit with these technologies because the symptoms I experience in this unit as I'm logged in and violated are the exact symptoms that I experienced in the workplace that ended me up in that in which I from which I ended up in the emergency ward in hospitals. So and I'm I'm being hit on the eyes right now. Um, it's very distracting. So this targeting and the experiments that are part of the targeting goes on no matter where you are. And I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. It follows you everywhere you go. It's in your home, it's in the workplace. If you go to the gym, it will be there. If you go to the mall, it may be there. Any place you go frequently to, you will be installed because the program have to follow you. The nature of the program is that you have to be in it no matter where you are. This is what it means to keep somebody servile. The report about you follows you in the workplace, setting you up to be harassed and kept servile in the workplace and everywhere else because you have to be servile. You're under everybody else. And when it goes global, then anybody can call a 1-800 number I heard and have you hit with a microwave beam causing pain. In other words, anybody, including kids, can discipline you because you're servile, you're a target, you're turned out, you're not a human being, you're an animal. And all of this is a cover for trafficking. Because what really is going on under all of this is that you're being handed off one person to the other so that that person could take a turn managing you and quote unquote owning you as a slave and training you and mind controlling you and customizing you to his likes and dislikes, sexually and otherwise. Everybody takes a turn. So if you don't have one person doing it, then anybody and everybody could do it. In other words, you're completely turned out. You're made common. Anybody can call in. Anybody could look at you, share, and call in a hit. And I think this is what happened to me while I was visiting in Trinidad about 10 years ago. So this is a global issue. This is what it means to go global with this criminal activity because the whole thing is criminal. This is an entirely criminal. It's completely criminal. The program is a criminal program because underneath all of it is trafficking, remote trafficking, remote rape, remote constant violations to keep you in your place. So if any company that I've worked for in the past who signed me out or co-signed me with somebody who did sign me out are investigated, if any one of these companies are investigated, you would find that there are people in the companies with links and passwords to look at me, share, and to violate me in the workplace and at home as well. And this is where the Chinese traffickers come in, because the Chinese traffickers are the ones who got me flagged so it could go public. Because once it's flagged and the flag becomes public, then you're officially a target to be experimented on. You're not a human being anymore. You're turned out, you have no privacy, and you can be experimented with and on by anybody, everybody, and it's all covered. The cops are never going to be on your side. You don't get a voice. Your voice is completely suppressed. You don't get a voice in the courtroom either, because steps will be taken to suppress your voice in the courtroom, which happened to me already. You'll be falsely charged. You will be artificially criminalized. You will be mentally committed when really you're not mentally ill. And the cops play an intrinsic part in that process because they have power. It's an abuse of power. It's an abuse of power on the parts of the cops because they are abusing their position of authority and the power that they have to criminalize somebody, and my mouth is being hit and my lips and my mouth is dry right now, which is why I'm mispronouncing my words. This is how you make people look retarded when they're not. So I'll set up some frames using every and any method that the criminals could get your hands on, covert method. So as I was saying, the cops who are involved in this program is abusing their power. Is abusing their power when they falsely charge people like me, targets like myself, as they did me, as part in the process of taking part in this program. It's a gross abuse of power. Talk to you another time because my mouth is really dry and I've used up my time. Talk to you another time, hopefully.